So Fly High just came out. I think it's a bloody banger. I'm so happy that this is finally released. Today I'm just going to be going through all the different tracks, all the different elements that are hidden within the song. I love these types of breakdowns from other people, so I figured like this track has 37, sorry, not 37, much more than that, 67 tracks to it, one of which being some vinyl crackling sound. That you're just not going to hear otherwise, so I'm going to show it to you. Starting from the beginning, we've only got a few different elements here. Flux being one of them. This was a collaboration project, by the way, with an artist called FoofyFox. I would go check their page down in the description. They make some really good electronic music. I would highly recommend them. But I will be referring to them as Double F for the rest of the video. So Flux starting out with the song. This is one of my primary elements when I started out this piece. Another element that is very integral to this song, I think, is the finger snaps. I knew I needed some type of other rhythmic, like kind of a clap, but I didn't want to use a clap because it's very, claps are very harsh. So I started out with the clicks. That's just me clicking my finger next to this microphone for about a minute, and then I just kept I put them on new tracks and then looped them, which gives a really nice stereo click sound. I don't believe any of these are actually not panned left and right, so you can see here these are those are claps. So I do actually have claps later in the song. Finger clicks here. Okay, so finger click 1 and finger click 6 that are actually panned straight down the center, but the rest of them are actually panned left and right. The bass line is something that Double F came up with. I did come up with the original when starting out this track, being this one here. Pretty basic, pretty simple. It's nothing special. But Double F came up with something a bit more complex. Not really that complex, but it changes more than mine. Yeah, so you came up with that portion. Into the next section. Actually, I haven't talked about the brass things yet. These are, it's just some synths. So this is a synth called OBXD. Here are the settings if you're interested. Double F came up with the synth sound. Done it to myself again. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so the brass here. You can hear the delay. Switching ears. I think it's just a cool element. Half of this song is Double F and the other half is me. We actually did pretty good even split on this song somehow. Into the next section we have a little riser. Purely just in the left ear. Didn't need anything more than that. And then you've got the kicks. Nothing special. It's just a deep sub sound with a generic acoustic kick sample, just repeated over and over. And Double F also came up with the idea of adjusting the filter as these plucks get closer and closer to the next section of the song, which is I've dubbed chorus 1. Slowly opening the filter. Yeah, it's just, it gives the song a little bit of more movement. So that piano completely played in by double F. They've also got a riser coming into that next section, which is, it's just the piano with some reverb and reversed, which I think is a really, really cool effect. It's just that repeat. I think it's a great hook. I don't know. I have no idea how he came up with it, but I absolutely love it. Got a couple other layers here. The crashes are actually... I had to go through a good number of different samples to try and find which combination of samples actually made the crashes sound the way I wanted, because I found that the TR-707 crash that we just have by itself here wasn't quite... It's very sampley. I think you know what I mean by that. It's very like, there's no real oomph to it. Now, of course, you do have the kick along with it, which definitely gives it more of an oomph, but the crash itself needed to be something a little bit more special. So I've gotten 2 different crashes here, one of them being a ride. Just hit on the edge of the cymbal, and another one just being the crash, I guess a generic 16-inch crash. And then all together is just sound. Coming to the next section, you got the snares. Just some sample affected, really. I'm not even sure if that's pumping through the reverb. I don't think it is. I think it's just raw snare. That's interesting. Now the finger snaps don't go away. You've got slightly different bass line here as well. A custom white riser noise, I thought. Leading into the next section here, into the piano section. One of my signature sounds is actually shakers. It's just this shaker here, actually. I'm not sure if that actually went through the microphone then, but it doesn't matter. Hear them quietly coming in and stopping when it hits the verse. So this portion of the piano was actually played in by me. You can probably tell because it's a lot more simpler and a little bit dull. The plugs now, also the filter coming back, reversing the keys again, chorus number 2. Quite a bit more happening this time in the chorus, quite a few more elements. The brass actually makes a return from the beginning, which I think is a really cool like effect. I really like it. Second time it plays is different again with the higher end of the brass. Completely double F's addition. Down here you've also got a track called Timpani. It's definitely not a timpani. You tell me what this sound is. No idea what that is. I couldn't tell you. Double F put that in. Left the track called Timpani and I couldn't tell you what it is actually. Again with the same crashes as well coming into the chorus. I still have that weird timpani line. In the middle, it's literally just the TR-707 by itself. I didn't think adding all the other crashes would be a good idea. Just because you just heard it and then it's not done, so it doesn't need to be as like big. So I got rid of the other sampled crashes. White noise also bringing in. And of course Double F coming in clutch with the toms. It doesn't sound very good by itself, but in the context, a lot better. When this whole section finishes, I knew the song needed something different. It couldn't be the same line, couldn't be it basically the bridge. It was time for the bridge. I'm not very good at making bridges and neither is Double F, so we kind of just put in this basic piano. I played this in and Double F, I don't think Double F had much of an input other than like the plucks having the filter cut off again. Shaker's coming in. Yeah, so I just did like some generic build, honestly. I wasn't... Alright, so this outro chorus is my favorite chorus out of all of them. I had to stop myself from taking elements from the outro chorus and putting in the other choruses because the outro chorus has got to be like this big grand thing, and it is a huge payoff. I think with the delayed entry, like with the delayed entry to the crashes on beat 2 instead of beat 1, I think it creates that little bit more of tension and then release that the outro chorus like you're just not expecting. So it's very much like, oh, that's different. Especially everything else is landing on beat 1. Everything's on everything's aligned to the grid. Yeah, definitely coming on beat 2 I think was the best choice. I'll move the crashes so you can see what it sounds like a little bit more time. Of course the bass line actually still comes on beat 2 and everything, and same with the white noise is actually very interestingly like cut. I don't remember making it like that, but I guess that's how it turned out. And then I think one of my favorite pieces in the end outro chorus is actually the orchestra piece. So you got the violin and cellos, and of course the little weird timpani that's actually off beat. You're not hearing that. Yeah, it's weirdly offbeat. And actually I added to go with that offbeatness, I added a hi-hat. So here's the entire rhythm section. Turn off the metronome. Very simple. Don't need anything more than that, I don't think. One of my signature sounds as well. I like to keep everything as acoustic as possible. I just think acoustic drums and acoustic sounds, like actually recorded raw sounds, sound a lot better. I actually have this crash build that I recorded on my iPod back in high school from a teacher using mallets on like a typical 16-inch crash cymbal. Of course, that one actually has sidechain on it, but this one is actually untouched here. I put it in almost every song that I make. I just love the sound, the build of the mallets, and then just it fading out. I don't know how many seconds I got of fading out, but I knew I was recording it for a reason. With sidechain, I've actually used sidechain a lot. I don't usually use sidechain. I think this is the first project of mine that I actually use sidechain to this extent. For example, in the choruses, there is a pad here, so I'll just unmute this. That is so much sidechain. With my acoustic, my love for acousticness, I have never really ventured into sidechaining before, but to make a dance track like this, like a pop electronic dance track, you need sidechain. I didn't realize until I muted this track how much is actually carrying the chorus. So if I go ahead and mute it, right? It's boring now. I did originally just have that. I don't know what compelled me. Like, that is fine. Really is. It's fine with that, but it's not the best. Like, I just felt in the time that the kick was hitting every beat, it was too busy. So I added the sidechain. Anyway, back to the outro chorus. The orchestra is actually doing a huge part in it as well. If I go ahead and mute that now instead of soloing it, it just loses all its energy. Well, not all of it. A good portion of it is actually still there, but it's a huge part of it, and I don't understand how, like, it still sounds fine earlier in the song, and then later on it's like, oh yeah, that was always there. Other parts of this orchestra, of course now I can't play because it's autosave, is the glockenspiel. Like, when it goes to repeat, the glockenspiel comes in, and Double F actually put that in, and they said it was for the high end, which I completely agree. I wouldn't have pointed it out otherwise, but Double F came in clutch with it. It's a small element, just like with everything. It doesn't even hit the downbeat of 1, which is very interesting. You got the actual trumpets mimicking the fake brass, which you can't even hear in the... I suppose you can a little bit, but you don't really hear it at all. Again, another thing that's different. What exactly is this? I don't know why this is in the orchestra bit. But that's sidechain as well. I'm not too sure what instrument that is, but I guess it needed it. That was Double F's addition. So energetic, man. I love it. This little tiny red piece, I don't know exactly how Double F made this, but I can have a pretty good guess. I wouldn't have a clue. My best guess is that it's the glockenspiel again, but reversed and reverbed and then tremoloed to swap it. Yeah, well, you know what tremolo is. With some filter as well. I have no idea where that came from. I don't know how he made that. I don't know how he came up with it, but I'm glad it's there. I have another white noise build as well, going in between the repeats, which is very interesting. And no coming back down from it. It's just raw build. I guess the crashes do that enough, right? Shakers at full force. It's still pretty quiet, but full force. The end and the drums again, as we've heard earlier. And then this. Just going along with that little hook. I'm not too sure where it's come from. I love it. Just adding to the high end a little bit. And the outro, again, Double F playing the piano. I don't know how I'm gonna top this song. I really don't. Oh, another piece I didn't actually solo. It just plays in the background, offbeat. I don't know how this song is going to be topped. I just don't. This is a bloody banger. If you haven't heard the full thing, I would urge you to go listen to it. Out on all streaming platforms. There will be a link in the description as well. If you're interested, it's called Fly High, available August 9th, 2024. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you want the stems to this, it is on my Patreon. If you're interested, and yeah, thank you for watching.